chief was a young general called General Tariq. He was the first to actually build a castle, meaning the first city of Gibraltar. In honor to the young general, the Arabs came out with the word Jibel Tariq, in honor to the young general, referring to the mountain of Tariq. That is what the wording means. The Arabs, really, historically, there's not a lot to say. I mean, they were here for 700 years, but this was a little garrison. It was just an outpost, you know, to keep control, or something was coming behind them. You're going to see this, what I mean, because they came over from Africa, and maybe somebody came from behind them. But obviously, there was only about 108 guys. Historically, that's what we know. 1462, the Arabs maintained in Spain for nearly 700 years, until 1462, when the Spanish managed to recover the southern Spain, push the Arabs back into Africa, and come over to Gibraltar. Excuse me, I'm going to stop the history a minute. You see these walls? These are fortification walls. They're about 1 kilometer long. This was built by the British. I'll talk to that a bit later. I'll carry on with the Spanish now. The Spanish, when they came in, basically they actually extended the city, built an extension wall. You're going to see that in a few minutes. An extension wall to obviously the city center was much bigger. Cut it in two halves, and they noted everything. The Spanish, everything they did was written down. Every home they built was written down. They all had their own numbers, their own names. Everything again was written down. Basically, the downfall of the Spaniards was two things that later came. The extension walls, that they weren't very strong, they weren't very reliable. And then the religion. Regrettably, 20 years after the Spaniards were here, the Inquisition came into Spain, and that was like a civil war. Friends with friends, neighbors with neighbors, family with families. I remember the Catholic religion, literally, they literally, well, they wouldn't, I wouldn't say they were destroyed, but obviously they broke up a lot of families and friends because of religion. If you're a Catholic, you couldn't have a Jewish friend or an Arab friend. In those days, it was pretty normal because maybe your neighbors was Arab or maybe Jewish. Again, it wasn't permitted. Or the Jewish had to be, and the Arabs had to reconvert themselves into Catholic. They were the new Catholic. This is the wall I was referring to. This is the Spanish wall. You've probably seen the difference between this one and the British one. This is the old system, 14th century. Stone, mud, stone, and up they went. When the British came in this side of the island, marched to the walls, they literally blasted their way through. Literally, the walls literally collapsed. So the walls weren't really reliable enough. Then in 1704, the British came. The British, again, they came in with the Dutch, destroyed part of the city.